B-League action comes your way once again as the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS host the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. And both these squads parading two of the very best the Philippines has to offer. The B-CORSAIRS here at their home at the Yokohama International Pool, and Kiefer Avena at the helm of their offense. On the other side, you've got Kawasaki and Matthew Wright. Pretty good sized crowd we've got here this Wednesday, and why not? Two squads battling for position. Two squads not with the best of standings, but have felt that they have started to pick up things here in the second half of the season. Face each other. Right now, let's take a look at the team standings, and both these squads at the bottom of the Central Conference, which is led by the San Antonio Phoenix. 12 and 20 for Yokohama. Kawasaki is 10 and 22. But speaking to Matthew Wright the other day, he was feeling that they found the groove. They have found the rhythm. In fact, they have won 6 out of their last 8 games, and they're actually on a 3-game winning streak. On the other side, the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS have lost 3 of the last 5. But at the same time, Kiefer was telling me he feels that his squad is actually doing much better than their record shows. He's got a point. These two squads slowly starting to put things together. That's a good sign for the fans. That's a good sign for the coaching staff. And hopefully, these two squads looking for victories here today. Only one of them will come away with a victory, though. Who will it be? Will it be Ryosei Shinuyama and the Kawasaki Brave Thunders, the visitors here? Or will it be the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS? We will find out. Not too many changes from either squad, but at the same time, it's just developing and finding that chemistry. And once you find it, you're hoping you can go in all the way. Ryo Iida there, showing us his shooting touch. As you've got Ronan Ginsberg, the coach of the Kawasaki Brave Thunders, on your screens as we take a look at the comparative stats. Just about even, really. You might say that their numbers mirror each other. We're going to have the introduction of the starting 5 of the visiting squad. But right now, let's take a look at the entire lineup of the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Damian Inglis, number 4, one of their main men. Number 8, Gary Clark. Of course, number 15, Kiefer Avena, who we talked about a while ago. And number 21, Maik Kotsar, their man in the middle. Kai King will also be able to come in and contribute. And when he's hot, he can really get on a tear and help out his squad win ball games. The visitors of Coach Ronan Ginsberg. Number 3, they have Sasha Kilea-Jones. Number 7, Ryosei Shinuyama, though, is not listed here for today. They do have number 24, another one of their world imports, Alize Johnson. And number 25, Roscoe Allen, their resident import, together with number 35, Matthew Wright. Shinuyama was very active during the All-Star Games the previous weekend. A bit surprised that they don't have him on tap here for today. That's a big loss for the squad that is looking for another victory here. As we said, a 3-game winning streak is what Kawasaki owns. Yokohama looking to break that streak. Here we have the starters. We're going to start out with number 3, Kilea-Jones. Number 11, that's Yonesu. Number 12 is Rhea Nozaki. Number 25, Roscoe Allen. Number 35, Matthew Wright. A lot of times Roscoe Allen has been coming off the bench. Now he's a starter. So it's going to be Alize Johnson from the United States who will be their sixth man. And this is customary here for the hometown squad. Let's have some fanfare as we introduce the starters here for their squad. Kai King there on your screens. Their designated gunner from the outside. Also likes to run the floor when it comes to their fast break opportunities. You can see him there just lighting it up from the outside, and they're hoping he's able to light it up here as they look to handle the visiting Kawasaki Brave Thunders. So late addition to the squad here of Kawasaki is number 11, Ryoto Yunesu, who is in the starting lineup. On your screens, Koya Kobari, who actually had a few games during our coverage we're in. He looked pretty unstoppable. The thing is, he has been on and off for their squad, and he's got to be on for them to be able to continue this streak going. Just waiting for the starting lineup for the home squad Yokohama to be introduced. And here comes the starters. Number 8, Clark. Number 15, Ravenna. Number 18, that's Kenta Morii. He's a steady figure for their squad. And Mike Kotsar, their man in the middle. And number 30, Koya Sudo. That is their usual starting five. There are times that they have Takeru Oba as part of their starting lineup, but now you can see their head coach, Lassie Tuobi, making a little tweak. Referee officials, referee Arisawa, referee Hirahara, and referee Kitajima. Starters once again for both these squads. Yokohama's got Clark, Ravenna, Morii, Kotsar, and Sudo. For the Brave Thunders, Kilea Jones, Yonesu, Nozaki, Allen, and Wright. Nice to have had the opportunity to talk to Matthew and to Kiefer yesterday before this ball game. And they offered up a lot of insight about their respective squads. You're all set to go. This is going to be a great matchup inside with Kotsar up against Kilea Jones. A lot of bang between those two individuals as they jostle for position. For the boys in white, the visitors with first possession here. Lead pass is able to work. Good swarming defense up high, but able to slip in is Roscoe Allen. Scoring the first 2 points. It's 2-0 for Kawasaki. Open, Kiefer Avena from the wing. Can't hit. That would have given their first taste of the lead. Looking to build on their lead right now is Kawasaki. Ooh, they're gonna give him continuation. That's confirmed. Mike Kotsar, not as quick as Sasha from outside. That's a good strategy as Mike picks up his first foul. Kilea Jones heard the whistle, put that shot up. Can't convert in the free throw though. It's 4-0 early on here. So Muri is playing the point. Kiefer at the 2. Here's where Kotsar can really dominate. Inside. There's a little fake and it's hard to stop him when he's that deep inside. Cuts that deficit to just 2 now. May have gone in the opening quarter. First turnover of the game. 2-on-1 fast break and able to finish there is Sudo. We're tied at 4. Quick 3. Not gonna work there for Matthew. Up and down the fair is what we're expecting here. Both these squads love to run. Muri will give it back. Clark. Slashing move. That's also a great matchup. Kenta hands it off. Kotsar with the jumper, a little bit too strong. Is able to track it down. Open shot, Sudo for 3. Yes. Now a 3-point lead here for Yokohama at 7-4. Actually, a 5-0 blast put together here by the home squad. Right, freed up. Hounded by Sudo. Sasha once again, that might be a flop. No, it's going to be a charge, they say. Well, Kilea Jones actually hit Kotsar right in the middle of his chest. And there was a strong impact. Watch it here. Boom. But you know that Kotsar is a lot stronger, so some referees might have called him for the flop. An offensive foul, the first here. Hold on. Sasha. Clark. Up against Roscoe up high. Another great matchup here. Side light for this match. Clark forces up a 3. No. Roscoe loves to run. Good transition defense though here by the boys in blue. Extending their defense high. Roscoe's got that range. Will not want to challenge though. They send it up high. Open 3. All day to shoot. Not gonna drop there for Yonesu. Kiefer up against Matthew. Hands it off. Not gonna drop. Another interesting sidelight between these two national players of the Philippines. In Wright and Ravenna. We talked about the fact that Roscoe Allen loves to run. He's also bull strong. Just ran over the defense there. As Kenta will pick up his first personal foul. Second team foul already. Chance for 2 free throws and for Kawasaki to come closer. That stops the 5-0 run. Allen quickly ready with 3 points and 2 rebounds. He'll get both to drop. Again, Muri playing the point guard position. Get it off to Kotsar. Kotsar a little bit higher than he's accustomed to. Sets that pick. Now it's the quicker Clark, but Clark will overshoot. Sasha's going to be called for a foul there, and that's why he's disappointed, running over to the bench. He can't believe it, but that is number 2. Alize Johnson in now for the first time. Usually a starter. A lot of times they've had Sasha Kilia-Jones coming off the bench, but they like that matchup with Mike Kotsar. Hence, he's starting here tonight. Jones, second free throw. Nope, that's the first free throw. Rims out. Players were looking to rebound as early as then, but nothing to rebound here. First point here for Clark. He also has one board. A little bit of pressure being shown in the backcourt. The early attack. And then they'll pull it out. Roscoe up and under move. Will kick it back out. And he sets the pick. Gets it right back. 3 for Roscoe. Just a little bit offline. Clark gliding to the next court. Kotsar sets up. His nice flip with the left hand goes. That's going to be a second field goal here. He'll have a little bit more of an advantage inside as compared to Sasha as his defender. Let's see if they try to opt to send the double. Matthew Wright gets away. Perfect pass. Alize hits. And Wright with his first assist of the ball game. 10-9 is our tally. Muri will kick it out. Ravenna back up on top. Clark. That's good hands there from Mike. Almost lost it. Muri gets it right back, but the pass to the wrong individual. The sidestepping move. Cleanly blocked by Clark. Alize inside for 2. Secondary break works. And it's now a 1-point lead for Kawasaki at 11-10. Foul will be called on Ionescu. Stopping the action here. You've had a great pace so far. First personal foul going to be called on Ryoto. That will be the third team foul on the boys in white. Here we have Damian Inglis coming in. Inglis is from France, standing 6'8", 29 years old. And now Takeru Oba also making his first entry. That's number 14. Almost a poor pass, and it's stolen once again. Right, goes to the other side, will miss. Asking for a little bit of contact. There was contact, but referee say, play on, it's your ball. Matthew has led the break so well all throughout the season. They get it to right. Gets past Sudo. Goes to the wing. Open 3. Tap. Goes to Alize. Alize inside the paint. Basket and one opportunity here for Johnson. That's going to be the first on Clark. And a lot of the imports not really happy with the calls, but he did reach in. And a lot of times when you reach in, that gives the referees a chance for them to blow their whistle. And here's the gentleman we were talking about during the pregame, Koya Kobari, the speedster, who sometimes is a little bit too quick for his own good. Johnson completes that three-point play and matches their biggest lead of the ball game now. Approaching the 4-minute mark. Nice bounce pass. Oba to the wing. Good recovery by the defense there. Damian. Little drop step, and he will score with the left. First points in the ball game here for Inglis. Promised you a good one. And so far, it's been living up to its billing here this Wednesday night. Alize. Not gonna hit. And a good away, this time with the right hand, Damian Inglis. Early offense, he's got 4 quick points, and we're tied at 14. And answering back? No, not answering is Johnson. But stepping on the baseline there was Damian saying, what could I do? I was trying to save it. Referee say, yep. At the moment you step on that baseline, I'm going to have to blow my whistle. Kai King entering for the first time here. With the ball game at its second deadlock. Rio Iida is going to be in for the first time. Coaches quickly now going to their benches, wanting their players fresh because of the pace that we have had and seen here so far. Koya will lose it. That's what we're talking about. A lot of times, too quick for his own good. Clark will come up short on that 3. Alize will give it up. Roscoe for 3. That's gonna drop. He was thinking of going out, but it stays down. 7 points in the contest now for Roscoe. And it's a 3-point advantage. Visiting squad just trying to keep in step. Kai King up against right. Clark will attack once again. Alize caught there, trying to go for the strip, similar to what happened to Clark earlier. And there was the contact with the arm. That was clear. No question once again at all here from Johnson. Coming in for the first time is number 45, Yamauchi. Yamauchi is Jaheru Ryuto Yamauchi. So far been averaging 11.32 minutes, 2.7 points and 1.3 rebounds, together with 0.5 of an assist. Decent numbers for somebody that's only being given 11 minutes, but another late addition here to the squad of Kawasaki. So they're slowly adding pieces. Unfortunately for them, no Ryusei Shiniyama. Alize up against Damon. Not wanting to challenge. Kobari for 3. Will miss, long rebound. Easily handled there. Mike Kotsar quickly back in the ball game. The first rest for Clark. Kai King will attack and overshoot and attack the defense there of Yamauchi. Roscoe Allen too deep. Should have just gone up straight to that left side. Nice give and go play. What a pace we're having here. And their scoring was Oba. He can hit the outside shot as well. Seesaw affair we have here. 18-17. And they get the lead back. Yamauchi almost lost it. Eventually they will. Coming off the break. Kawasaki's in the penalty. They can't come up with any cheap fouls anymore. Damien will give it up. Kenta for 3. Not that time. Mike Kotsar almost with a steal. Alize Johnson. Gotta get fancy with that pass. Inglis takes his time and will score. Back back up to a 3-point lead here. 6 points already in the contest. That's a spark coming off the bench. It's Damien Inglis. Yokohama with one foul to give if they want to use it. Kobari will give it up. Roscoe, deep three. That rims out. That would have tied the ball game. But that's how we're going to end first quarter hostilities. Yokohama 20, 17 for Kawasaki. We enter the second half with the hosts enjoying a 3-point lead at 20-17. They got possession. Want to make this one count? A quick foul going to be called here. Stopping the action once again. That'll be on number 17, Ryo Iida. His first. Coach Lassie screaming out instructions. Muri has played majority of this game. Kiefer started. He's on the bench. Oba there with a short shot there and that layup. And to reset the offense here. Looking for a running start is Yonesu. He's that quick at 5'9". Alize for three. Yes! Swishes that one. And we're tied at 20. Third deadlock. If you want, tie things up as quickly as you possibly can. Kiefer getting ready to check in. Mike up against Sasha. That's the matchup that we were looking at to begin this ball game. Johnson trying to race down court. Will give it up. Open three. Bang! Iida left wide open for that one. And he will make you pay. 3-point lead now for Kawasaki. 6-0 blast after those back-to-back threes. Kotsar. You want a challenge, had to bring it back out. Almost a 3-second violation. Inglis. Falling away, will get that one to drop. The offense flowing for both these squads so far here. They'll kick it back out. Johnson puts up another three. That's offline. Marie in no hurry. Kotsar back to Inglis. Inglis will try his hand at the three and come up short. Surprisingly, they have not looked for Kai King. They're trying to use his deadly shooting. Kai King there will pick up a personal as he hits the deck. Johnson just ran into him. That's his first foul. There's Kiefer back. Koyasudo in as well. So Marie will take a break. One of the few rests that they've given Kenta so far here tonight. Five-second violation. Nobody to blame there as far as Yonesu is concerned. You've got to have that inner clock counting as well. When it gets to three, you've got to start giving the pass. Clark back in as well. Essentially the starting lineup here, except for Kai King for the B-CORSAIRS. Three will drop. 6 points in the contest now for Clark, and it's a 2-point advantage by the home squad. And Johnson trying to answer back. Yes, he will. He'll challenge inside. Couple of moves, throws it up. He thought there was contact. Referee say no. Kai King in the open court. Goes to the middle. It's going to be a charge, this time on Maik. That was the exact same call that occurred in the first quarter. He went straight into the chest. And Kilea Jones says, okay, now we're even. Well, at least you know that the referees are calling it consistently. That's all you can ask for from a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, and even from a fan standpoint. Matthew Wright is back in. Jumper from the wing will drop. Oh, this youngster can play. Ryoto showing why he's been a late addition to this squad and why he's also seeing major minutes. Sudo gets away and he flips it up with the left hand. Surprise Matthew right there. 10 points in the contest right now for Koya Sudo. Quick reply there by Sasha. And we're tied at 27 once again. Foul will be called on Ida. His second. We're almost at the halfway point of the second quarter. We've had such a great pace. Both teams finding the rhythm offensively. Kai King up high. Finds Kiefer on the move. Kiefer will be fouled. You can't have Ryoto on an island there up against Kiefer. He'll be taken to school. Second personal foul. That's going to be the third team foul now for Kawasaki. Let's see if the B-CORSAIRS go right back to that very same play. They get it inbounds first, and they look for Kiefer. Kiefer though at the top of the key. And as I said, he's going to go straight to the cup. No way Ryota can stop him. The first 2 points for Kiefer. And a 2-point lead for the B-CORSAIRS. Matthew asking for it. We'll go to Sasha. Back to the classic big man matchup inside. Sasha's gonna lose it on the turn. Clark in the open court. Had to pull it out. Mike asks for it inside that paint. He's got more than a few moves there, but he's gonna come up just short. And they will push. Roscoe has been reinserted into the lineup here. Showing us great patience. Sasha with a jumper. That's gonna tie things up once again at 29, and that's gonna bring us to our break. 4:52 to be played, and we have our 6th deadlock of the ball game. Back to the action. Kai King didn't want a challenge from 3. Now English inside in favor of Mike. He's protecting his 2 personal fouls. English stops, pops, and hits. He's got 8 points quickly here. Check that, 10 points already in double digits is Damian English coming off the bench. 2-point lead here for Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Sasha not able to convert. That would have been the 2nd assist of Matthew. If he will give it up. Ends up with Kai King. Kai King trying to turn the corner there. Good defense by Wright. English hits another one from virtually the same spot. Now with 12 points and a 4-point lead here for Yokohama. Quick launch. Maybe not the best of shots there coming from Iida. But if you're feeling it, why not? Give it a go. Didn't work out well though. Johnson back in. Cooper will bring it up against a different defender. This is actually Tepe Kashiwagura. In for the first time. Kiefer though can't hit that layup. That should have been an easy 2. Johnson tries to find Roscoe. Roscoe to the corner. Matthew will overshoot. But nobody blocked out Kashiwagura. That landed in his lap and he had the easy layup. Timeout will have to be called here by Yokohama. Their players were just standing around for that rebound. Watch it here once again. Off that miss, nobody made a play. An easy layup here for Tepe. After the timeout, we'll see the play designed here by Coach Lassie. You want to be able to score coming off a timeout. That's the most ideal. Getting away there for the layup is Sudo. He ran that play to perfection. Back up to a 4-point lead here. Under 3 minutes to play before the halftime break. Matthew now at the controls. That's a perfect pass. Another dime here by Wright. That's his second. He hasn't scored yet. He does have one rebound. Clark, almost a travel. Will throw that up. It won't work. Johnson will push. Open three. All day to shoot. Iida says, that's what I was looking to do earlier. It's that three. 1-point lead for Kawasaki. Inglis will hold on to it. Eventually gets it to Kiefer. Kiefer out to Inglis. Another assist. Short that time from Damian. Allen on the run. Easy slam there. He just got out on the break. 9 points now for Roscoe, and another timeout will be called here by the B-CORSAIRS as they find themselves down by 3. Kiefer there with the inbound. Nice what Kiefer mentioned to me yesterday. He talked about the fact that his squad had a lot of injuries at the start of the season. That was unfortunate, but that's a game of basketball. Right now they're starting to get healthy. And with that health, you've got everybody now in rhythm. That time though, they're not going to be able to shoot. That's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. The Yokohama B.CORSAIRS at 12 and 20. Still a lot of games to be played. Each team plays 60 games in a season. So both these squads actually, Kawasaki at 10-22, do still have an outside chance of making it to the playoffs. Johnson will give it up. He'll get it right back. That's the great basketball play. That's the right play. He could have actually taken it strong. Roscoe with the steal. Right for 3. Just a little bit off to the left. Active hands once again. But not able to hold on to that. But you like the tenacity shown here. Nozaki picks himself up. So a lot of times when you get that rebound, you want to keep it up because these pesky guards will be slapping at it. Nozaki almost with a steal. Takeru Oba now inside once again. Here's a basket. As we approach the 1 minute mark here. of quarter number 2. Quick launch. Well, that's his style. Pass just a little bit too far out there. Roscoe with a good save. Morii was trying to push, and that's a good foul. Just stopping the action from Nozaki. That will put their team in the penalty though. But he might have just saved them an easy 2 points. Of giving up an easy 2 points. Both these teams have actually taken very good care of their fouls. Kawasaki has gotten into the penalty twice already in the first 2 periods, but only in the final seconds. English will give it back out. Shot clock's winding down. It's at 6. They played terrific defense for 22 seconds and then kind of go for the swipe. Watch it here. Shot clock was winding down. Nozaki actually didn't have to stick his hand in there. You force English to take that tough shot. 21.5 remaining, 2 free throws coming up. When we come back, so a timeout immediately will be called here by Coach Ginsberg. He's gonna map out one final play for his squad to end the half. English will make the first. You like the fact that Ronan Ginsberg called the timeout before these free throws, trying to ice the shooter and quickly trying to get in his play. So make or miss, the boys in white know exactly what they've got to do here. They go to Johnson to bring it down. Let's see the play unfold. They've got to realize, though, that Yokohama has 2 fouls to give. They're wasting a lot of seconds. Extra pass. They've got to take that shot. Roscoe falling away. They should have gone and taken that shot a little earlier. We got a tight one on our hands here this Wednesday evening. It's a 1-point affair. And Kawasaki leads at the break, 38-37.
1月22日発売のデビューシングル「アバンチュール中目黒」はオリコン週間ランキングで初登場1位に輝きました。今日は3曲お届けしてもらいます。まず1曲目、1月22日先週リリースになったばかりのメジャーデビューの曲から参りましょう。アバンチュール中目黒。Get you!
夜は過ぎていくもの、君と一緒だと余計に思ってしまう。僕の気持ちを言葉にしても全てを語るには時間が足りないよ。君は青い隠れ家みたいなワインバー、唇が近すぎる。恋はいつも先の読めない物語。1時間後2人どうなっているのか。どの続きちぎってるかのようにキャンドルが揺れている。駆け引きアバンチュール中目黒。これからアバンチュール中目黒。せーの、祭りだわっしょい。皆さんこんばんは。僕たち秋元康プロデュース祭りです。よろしくお願いします。今日は僕たち祭りが歌で精一杯盛り上げていきたいと思いますので、皆さんも一緒に盛り上がっていってください。よろしくお願いします。それでは次の曲聴いてください。今さらカッコつけてられねえ。どれくらい生きてきたのか。なんか疲れてしゃがみ込んでた。誰も皆大人になって走り続けて見失った自分の道。パパ俺はいつまでもじただたとあがきたい。昔見てたあの夢を諦めない。今さら何にカッコつければいい。プライドなんか捨てちまった。やってみなきゃわからねえだろう。思い込んで破れかぶれ。今さらどんなカッコつけりゃいい。自分がどう見られたいのか。そんなことどまでもいいさ。手に入れたいよ最後のチャンス。ありがとう。ありがとうございます。最後にビーローズの皆さんとコラボして盛り上げたいと思います。皆さん応援よろしくお願いします。お願いします。準備 OK ですか。それでは聴いてください。ジュリアにハートブレイク。 とうございました。後半戦も盛り上がっていきましょう。お願いしま
お次の皆さんありがとうございました。あなたが大きな拍手をお送りください。
ありがとうございました。頑張ろう。
対決を行ってきました。ブースターサマー勝負最後の対決となります。フリースロー対決では早速ブースターの皆さんにご入場いただきましょう。お願いします。さあビッグブースター、さらには川崎ブースターの皆さんにお越しいただきました。はい、3人ずつ出ていただきました。両チームとものフリースロー対決ですね。これ大事なレベルな話をさせていただきます。しっかり頑張っていただきたいと思います。では、意気込みを一言と第一戦、ビッグブースター、よろしくお願いします。はい、マジック今、英語で言っていただきました。ありがとうございます。バスケットボールを愛しているその気持ちが伝わってきました。第一戦で頑張っていただきましょう。ということで、では、先に皆さんのご意見をお願いします。ということで、力強いメッセージでした。さあ、これから100年来クリスマス対決となります。お願いします。
さあではここでルールについて説明いたします。両チーム交互に1人ずつフリースローを打っていただき、より多く入ったチームの勝利となります。さあ皆様熱い応援届けてください。
はい、非常に分かりやすいルールとなっています。交互にいきますからね。まずは横浜 B-CORSAIRS 先行ということになります。準備は OK ですね。コルスも応援してるよ。じゃあ1人目からいきましょうか。レディースタート。お、遠いところから残念。さあフリースローですからね。フリースローだからね。はい、もう一回ちゃんとしろ。よし、フリースロー1本目。さあまずは1人目先行だな。今度は川崎ブースターです。いきましょう。まず1対0ということになります。2人目横浜、レッツゴー。惜しいまで。さあ川崎2人目。さあどうなる。レッツゴー。決まらない。さあ勝負抜ければ3人目に委ねられます。いきましょう。よっしゃー、追いついた。さあ川崎3人目いきましょう。今の1対1延長1人だけいきますが、1人だけ延長いきましょう。代表してお一人お願いします。横浜から。はい、では延長戦スタート。さあ最後川崎どうなるか。決めた。ちょっと時間的にもう一本いく。もう一本。じゃあこのままいきましょう。横浜からさあもう戻ってくる。すごい。さあ時間的にもラスト決めるということで、これはもう3対3引き分けといたします。ということで、ブースター対決3番勝負、こちらで、最後お話をしたいと思います。結果的に今日は引き分け、川崎勝利、そして、また引き分けということで、この3番勝負は川崎ブレイブサンダースの勝利ということになりました。応援ありがとうございました。ビーコルのファンの皆さん、ブースターの皆さん、ちょっと残念でしたけれどもね。ということで以上、神奈川ザゲームブースター3番勝負でした。参加してくれましたブースターの皆さんに大きな拍手をお願いします。ありがとうございました。
A lot of great plays to enjoy here from the first half. As we now take a look at the numbers, both these squads really almost deadlocked here. 37 for the Brave Thunders, 37 for the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. Shooting from the field just about even from 2. Also, almost even at 3, 25% as compared to 26%. And then look at the free throws. Not too many free throws, not too many fouls. And both teams taking very good care of the basketball. The B-CORSAIRS with just 4 turnovers, 7 for the Brave Thunders. And as you look at the other numbers, looking all the way down, essentially even. A little bit of a discrepancy when it comes to the rebounds. 20 rebounds for the Brave Thunders, 14 here for Yokohama. And in terms of assists, +5 in favor of Kawasaki at 12-7. But it's only a 1-point affair. One of the few turnovers, but you can see the moment there's a turnover, the other team is trying to run and tries to run quickly. Kenta Morii there. He's starting point guard for Yokohama. They've slid Kiefer over to the 2. Trying to utilize his outside sniping. Once again, good evening. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us here at the Yokohama International Pool, our venue here this Wednesday evening, as the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS face the Kawasaki Brave Thunders. Koyasudo, ready. And we're into the third period. 1-point lead for the visitors at 38-37. They got first possession. And will Sasha. They like that matchup. We go outside. Matthew Wright for 3. Drains that one. Straight and true like an arrow. First 3 of the ball game here. Leads back up to 4. Matching their biggest lead of the ball game. That's a perfect pass. Mike, though, not able to convert. Matthew Wright will collar that rebound. That pass goes to no one. That was clearly a botched play. Clark will stop, put up a 3, and overshoot. We'll walk it up, trying to change the pace just a little bit here at the Kawasaki Brave Thunders as they look to pad their lead. Right will come out. Will stop, put up another 3. Why not? Just a little bit off to the left. Morii trying to pick up the pace. They want to speed things up. Let's see if it works to their liking. Mike will be fouled. That will not count. Johnson with a foul. His first. He was overmatched inside. Hence that move. That was a switch, and now they're going to have Sasha right back on Mike. Check that. That's going to be the second personal foul on Johnson. Back inside, but this is the matchup that they like defensively. Kotsar will overshoot. Sasha did his job again. So one team trying to pick up the pace, the other team slowing it down. Ishii kicks it back out, saved. Almost lost it there was Yonesu. Yonesu puts up a long one, back rims that one. The 22-year-old has been playing so well. Johnson up another move, and he'll be fouled. That's going to be number 3 on Mike. A little bit of contact there from Clark. Clark was saying, I just went straight up. He will be called for his second personal. Short on that second one from Johnson. But it's a 5-point lead, the biggest lead in the contest here for either squad. It's not gonna drop. Nice tap there by Sasha. Mike was looking for the putback. Right, we'll give it up and get it back. Sasha with a jumper from 17. Yes, that's money. And the lead is ballooned now to 7 at 44-37. Sudo to the wing. Clark. That was clearly a foul. He did the right thing. Straight line drive. He knew his defender couldn't stay in step. As you saw Iida hitting the deck. Let's give it the third personal foul on Rio. He'll be given a breather. Checking back in is Rei Nozaki. Looking for space. Inglis will bring it closer. Almost lost it. Yes. Easy finish. Good challenge there by Kiefer. Oh, Inglis is gonna miss. And he looked like he's hobbling. Sasha with the easy shot. And I think a timeout will have to be called. 10 points in the contest now here for Sasha Kilia-Jones. And this is not a good sign for Yokohama, as Inglis is hobbling to the bench. Timeout will be called. No choice really here for Coach Lassie Tuovi. He had to replace Damian Inglis. That's when Mike Kotsar is back on the floor. But he still has two imports to work with. His biggest problem though is the fact that they might not have another reinforcement coming off the bench. They're going to look for a challenge here. Coach Ronan Ginsberg will use his challenge because Matthew Wright and the rest of the players said they didn't touch it. They were looking for their possession. Looks like they're looking for the knockout blow as early as now here in the third. Still a lot of basketball to be played. But they're using it here in the midway point of the third. Here's that pass from Kiefer. Oh, it looks like Matthew Wright touched it last, but the question is, did it get off or did it hit the leg of Koya Sudo? Matthew Wright was right there. Let's see if he saw it right. And here's the call. He did make the right call, but it was touched last by Sudo. He actually wasn't aware of it because it came off his leg. So now, they'll get the ball, but they're out of challenges for the remainder of the ball game. They're going to want to make this possession count. Pressure in the backcourt. Right. Gets it over there to Johnson and we'll get it right back. Settling to a zone now are the boys in blue. Sasha will kick it out. Sasha from the 15-foot line had to put that one up. Shot clock is winding down and it will be a 24-second shot clock violation. Coming in for the first time will be number 9, Yusei Sugiura. Sugiura used to say major minutes in his previous squads. He was not really fully utilized. The 6'5" power forward. Mike, no! He's missed twice from inside that shaded area. Now a 9-point advantage. Johnson looking to add to this tally, and does! It is now an 11-point advantage. 16 points now in the contest for Johnson. Almost a steal. Mike turned around, and again there was Yonesu right in front of him. That's maybe the third personal foul of Yonesu. There's so many players around Mike. He's saying, how can I get into any sort of a rhythm? Kai King will check back in. That's going to give them more firepower, at least from the perimeter. Five minutes gone here in the third. Nice look there at Coach Lassie. His squad facing a huge deficit here at home. Could be more. Offensively once again for Yokohama. Johnson running start, gets it to Sasha. Sasha will lose it. See if they can push. They can get some easy baskets. That's great transition defense from the boys in white. They send the double. That's clearly a foul. And an opportunity now for Kai King. Foul will be called on Tepe. Getting to the heart of the defense. First personal foul on Kashibagura. Oh, that's a great sign. Damian Inglis is back. Just a little hiccup he had a while ago. He's back at full strength, and that'll give them a great chance of having a comeback here. He will knock down the second free throw, cut the lead down to 9. Tepe finds Roscoe. Roscoe in here in the third period. Been on the bench for quite a while. You like that movement. It eventually finds Roscoe. Nice seal. Sasha falling away. Will overshoot. Yokohama with the stop. And they score once again to further cut into this lead. Inglis will put up one and come up short. That was poor spacing that time for the B-CORSAIRS. Two-man game. Sasha unleashes. Wright, and Wright will score. Matthew Wright so far here. His contributions, 5 points, 3 boards, 4 assists. Kiefer thought about that 3. They look inside. That's a great pass. But Matthew Wright saving the 2 points. Will pick up a personal. But that was definitely 2 points. Coming out of nowhere. Giving up the good foul. That's only his first. They're in the penalty though. They've been in the penalty all 3 quarters. But the first 2 periods, they got in there with just about 30 seconds remaining in each period. Now with 3:11 still to be played, Kotsar makes that first free throw. Second coming up. Getting both to drop. Sasha will give it up. Much better spacing here on this side of the floor. Sasha Kalea-Jones will overshoot though. A little bit too strong there. And a push. Inglis to the wing. Ravenna for 3. Back rims that one. Roscoe will push it himself. Matthew Wright tries to answer. Just short. For the tip in once again is Sasha. Back up to an 11-point lead. 12 points now in the contest for Kalea-Jones. 52-41 is our tally. Under 2.5 remaining in the third. Sugiura will put this one up and come up short. Tepe brings it down and they will pull it out. In no hurry, they've got the lead and the momentum's on their side. Shot clock though, it's down to 6. That's a poor foul. He had the shot clock winding down to 5 and the offense was still starting up high past the 3-point line. go around the defender in that particular instance, just to show some pressure, because the shot clock was on your side. Brand new 14 given. Maybe the second team foul though for Yokohama. Right, almost lost it. Oh, they're gonna say it's a turnover. So Kai King and company will get possession. Johnson back in. Kiefer now will bring it up at the controls. Under 2 minutes to be played here in period number 3. That's the kind of movement you want to see from your squad. And there, you can see a lot of movement, confusing the defense, and they got the easy 2 inside. Game in English now with 16 points, cutting that lead down to 9. Straight line drive. That's not going to work. Not against Damien Inglis, who was waiting in the paint. Not to mention Kai King, who is a high leaper. Not the best of decisions that time from Tepe. He clearly touched that one last. Release Inglis again. The low block. Up against Johnson. Johnson trying to hold his own. Couple of moves. Clark for 3. That will remount. Inglis will put up a 3 and hit. 19 points now in the contest. Under a minute to be played. The lead has been cut to 6. And now a timeout will be called by Kawasaki. Final 2 plays of quarter number 3. Tepe with the jumper, no. That was actually Yonesu. No more fouls to be given up by Kawasaki. Difference of about a second from the game clock and the shot clock. Kiefer and company will be going for the last shot. Kiefer lost it on the way up. Still 5 seconds. It's more than enough time. But they want to score. Bring this down further. Nevertheless, this is going to set up for an exciting 4th period. Tepe will come back in. Shibagura a little taller than Yonesu. Clark will lose it. Foul's going to be called there on Kiefer. Smart foul. It'll allow the defense to set up. they got no more fouls to give, but there's only 2.1, and the inbound is going to come here from the backcourt. Some pressure being shown. Matthew Wright will not be able to get that up in time. That's how we're going to end the third period. As we get into the final period, it is 52 for Kawasaki, 46 for the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS. (52-46) entering the final period. Can Kawasaki win their fourth straight game? Clark for three, knocks that one down. And he's gonna slice the lead in half. 9 points now in the contest for Gary. That's a good start here for Yokohama. You want to start out the quarter strong. Tepe seeing extended minutes here. Roscoe will attack. Almost lost it. Shot clock down to three. Allen hurried three. Long rebound. Inglis calling for Kiefer. Ravenna calling out the play. Wanting to cut into this lead or even tie things up with a three. Kiefer will give it up. Shot clock down to three. Inglis with a fall away. 5-0 blast. Inglis now with 21 markers. He's shooting 72% from the field here today. Wright will give it back out. Johnson kicks it to the wing. They're gonna lose it. Inglis and company looking for the lead here. Open three, Kai King. Bang! Eight to nothing blast to start off the final period. And a timeout clearly needed here by Kawasaki. Back to the action. Yet to score here in the quarter. And the Great Thunders. See if they can execute this play. Sasha still out of his comfort zone. Shot clock's down once again. 3 won't drop. They're gonna get the long rebound back though. Johnson for 3. That'll come up short. Tracking it down, Damien. And they'll push. Clark in the open court. Sidestepping move, and he gets that one to drop. 11 points in the contest here for Gary Clark. And it's a 10-0 blast. And the lead is 4. This is actually the biggest lead in the contest for Yokohama. 56-52. They get inside the paint. Kissing it off the glass. A little bit too strong though. Johnson gets away, but a foul will be called. That might be. Ooh, they're going to say it's an unsportsmanlike foul. That's going to mean 2 free throws plus ball possession. Wow, that's a big call. But he didn't make a play for the ball. Watch it here. And he actually held on to the jersey. Not the best of fouls. Give up the 2 points. But again, that was intensity there. First personal foul going to be called on Damien. They're going to review, and there's confirmation. There's no question about that one. The moment you saw it in the replay, the referee was right there and he saw him tug on that jersey. Credit to Johnson. Trying to stick with it, but he's going to miss. Kawasaki has yet to score here in the 4th. And already 2.5 minutes gone. Not to mention the fact that their opponents have scored 10 points. Finally, they're going to get on the board here in the final period. Calling out the play is Coach Ronan. Get it inside. So it's Nozaki and Yonesu in the backcourt here for the boys in white. Going in all the way. Nice tip in there by Sasha. He's been quiet. Now with 14 points total for the night, and they've scored 3 points here in the 4th. Finally, they're back in it, just down by 1. King gliding. Will misfire. The tap goes to Kiefer. Rushing things. Now they need to. Inglis kisses it off the glass. That was sweet. Already 23 points for Damien, the Frenchman, leading his squad scoring-wise. Nozaki will kick it out. Sasha left open. Looping 3, short. Trying to take control of this ball game are the B-CORSAIRS. As Kiefer mentioned before the game, he's happy that his squad is now essentially at full strength. And they can make a solid push here in the final half of the season. Big collision there, and Kai King will head to the line for 2 shots. As Nozaki was not able to set his feet defensively. Matthew Wright back in. Expect him back for the long haul for the remainder of this ball game. Coming in for Nozaki. Kantamori is back in as well. He played majority of the first half, has hardly played here in the second. Mai Kotsar, also a starter, is back in. These missed free throws from both these squads just might come back to haunt them. 3-point lead here. Could be 4 once again. We'll get the shooter's bounce. He will be replaced. And the starter, Koya Sudo, back in. Sugiura is also in again. It's a good substitution. Much taller defender there against Matthew Wright. Sasha can't find any space. KAWASAKI a better defender inside that paint. Roscoe will lose it. Morii. Release pass finds KAWASAKI. They will set Mike right back. That's a great pass. But Sasha there with a block. Sudo should have gone straight up. But he brought it to the other side of the basket. Easy block there by Kilea Jones. Jockeying for position. Mike KAWASAKI there. Off that pick, set by Sudo. He ran that play to perfection. It is now a 6-point lead. Approaching the 5-minute mark. What a good pick there, set by Sasha. Creating that open 3 and knocking it down there. Nice basket from Ishii. 61-58 as we head into the final 5 minutes right after this break. Final push for both these squads here this Wednesday night. The Yokohama B-CORSAIRS host the Kawasaki Brave Thunders here at the Yokohama International Pool. 3-point lead by the hosts. They've got possession. They look inside. That's good defense. Now looking to bring it closer. The deficit, or things up with a 3 here. Talking about the Brave Thunders. Looking for Matthew Wright. He's their designated 3-point shooter. Sasha on the outside. They try to challenge. That extra pass, that is lack of recognition there. Off the shot clock. That could have been a layup. That would have counted. Kiefer will now check in lieu of Sugiura. Inglis in as well. Morii has brought that ball down 90% of the time here this evening. Kiefer using that pick. Will get inside the paint. The layup will drop. Kiefer Avena coming to the rescue of his squad, only with 4 points, but that's a timely basket. Extends that lead back up to 5. We mentioned it's a battle between two Filipinos at the top of their game. Ravenna up against Wright. Sasha for 3. Not his strongest suit. Nice tip there by Roscoe, but it will go to the opponents. They're going to walk it up here again. Already up by 5. Inglis, leading scorer for his squad. They go to Mike. No, they won't. Inglis gets away for 2. Will overshoot after he got pushed in the back here by Kilea Jones. There's a nice look at Sasha. Kilea Jones as he heads back to the bench. And right behind him, Ryusei Shinuyama, injured. Got a timeout on the floor. 3:11 still to be played. And Yokohama up by 5. Trying to increase the lead here. Damian Inglis. Now 65 to 58. As we enter the final 3 minutes of this one. Can't find any space there as Yonesu. Not a good pass. In the open court, foul's going to be called here by Ryota. So a double black eye for him there as he picks up his 4th personal foul. Issued a poor pass which was picked off, and now he will pick up another personal. He'll hit the bench. Not the safest of leads, but at this stage, that's a real luxury here for Yokohama. They trailed by 11 at one stage, which began at 48 to 37. Get it into Mike. Kotsar almost lost it. Ooh, trying to get too cute there with the pass was Morii. That would have been a dunk for Kotsar if he just handed it over properly. Trailing by 7. Johnson and company need to score here. Three's not gonna drop. Big chance for Iida. Kotsar will overshoot there. 2:16 still remaining in this one. 65 to 58 is our tally. Second personal foul going to be called there on Kenta. Time slowly starting to be a factor here. Kawasaki needs to score, no question about that. Pocket pass a little bit off its mark. It's going to be a charge here. Kotsar with his second charge drawn. He drew one earlier against Sasha. That was in quarter number 1. Here, another one on Roscoe. First personal foul on Allen. As we approach the final 2 minutes. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, the final 2 minutes. Kiefer will put this one up from 15 feet short. Clark will bring it back out. That's a wise move. They do need to score, but at the same time, managing that clock is even more important. Inglis will kick it out. Morii for 3. This could be the dagger. Bang! It's now a 10-point lead at 68 to 58. Johnson, that's a great spin. He's got 19 points, but they need some stops. Yokohama, on the other hand, is going to use all of the shot clock. Still commanding 8-point lead. Inglis will be fouled. And that's 2 free throws. They used a lot of the shot clock, and now they're going to get 2 shots from the free throw line. Third personal foul. Going to be called on Johnson. These are 2 big free throws. This could seal the deal. Not to mention that 3 earlier was really, could have been the final dagger. Let's see. Trying to get the lead back up to 10. You can see the silence here inside the Yokohama International Pool. They want to make sure they don't break the concentration of Damien. And he makes both. Kiking in. A little bit more mobility there on the perimeter. And guarding against the 3. They're going to give up the quick 2s. Approaching 1 minute. Roscoe for 3. Short. Long rebound will go to Johnson. Johnson will attack. They set up the youngster and Koya Kobari hits. His first bucket of the game. And it's a huge one. Gotta get the steal here. If not, they've got a foul. And they do, stopping the clock at 39.6. Now they're gonna have to hope that Yokohama misses their free throws. That's a great play there from Johnson. He knew his squad needed a 3 more than the 2 that he could easily get. Second personal foul going to be called on Roscoe. But Clark will hit that free throw, dimming the hopes here of the Brave Thunders. They're going to have to try to score a quick 3 once again. Clark easily makes both. You can see them there just guarding against the 3. There's a steal. That should be it. You can see Morii. Wise move. Using some more clock. Waited for his import. Got it to him. Third personal foul here on Roscoe Allen. And with 24.8, this game is over. Kiefer did his job. He'll be replaced And he gets a good applause here from the fans at the Yokohama International Pool. Inglis now with the finishing touches. Nice look there at Kiefer. Just like what Kiefer was telling me yesterday, with a full squad, he feels confident in their capabilities and a push that they're going to have for the second half. Now an 11-point lead, 74-63. Fraction of a second difference in the game clock and the shot clock. Wright will come up short. He's going to get it past the half-court line. And the 3-game winning streak of the Kawasaki Brave Thunders are snapped here. As the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS will improve to 13 victories against 20 defeats. There's your final score, 74-63 in favor of the home squad. They trailed majority of this ball game, but a big push here in the fourth. And look at that. 28-11. That's a great turnaround after just 9 points in the third period. In the final canto, they came up with their strongest and highest scoring quarter. A disappointed Kawasaki Brave Thunder squad, and why not? They were leading 70% of this game. They led as much as 11 at 48-37. And there you have the next games for both these squads. Yokohama has Chiba, and Kawasaki will host the Shiga Lakes. Stick around as we're going to hear from Coach Lassie Tuovi.
Kawasaki の選手たちがコートを後にします。改めて大きな拍手でお送りください。
さあこの後は Y セレブレーションヘッドコーチインタビュー各賞の発表とインタビュー、そして選手のコート一周を行います。準備が整うまで今しばらくお待ちください。
さあ横浜ビーコルセアーズ見事勝利いたしました。逆転勝利。さあ勝利決定のこれから Y セレブレーション、こちらのブースの皆さんで一緒に行いたいと思います。皆さんぜひお待ちください。お待ちください。そして選手の皆さんもスタッフの皆さんもコートに集まってください。ここからはソーナスビーコル勝利のワイセレブレーションに入っていきますよ。
All smiles here on the side of the Yokohama B-CORSAIRS, and why not? For a team that has lost 3 of their last 5 games. Now that they're back, now that they're healthy, they feel they can make a push. Why not? They gotta enjoy this moment. Nice look there at Daniel Dan Nana. 27-year-old didn't see any minutes today. first from Coach Lassie Tuovi and most probably Damian Inglis.
それではラッシュトービーヘッドコーチより一言いただきたいと思います。ラッシュヘッドコーチお願いします。
こんにちは。And thank you for all the fans, B-CORSAIRS fans, also Kawasaki fans. It was a great atmosphere.
B-CORSAIRS ブースターの皆さん、そして川崎のブースターの皆さん、本日は会場に足を運んでいただき本当にありがとうございました。
And once again, team showed that it doesn't matter if you have a hard times. Work together, work harder, and support each other. I think those were the keys for the win.
今日のチームはまた証明してくれたことがあります。どんな難しい状況でもチーム一丸となって最後まで戦えば勝てる試合も勝てるっていうのを証明してくれました。
So let's do that all together with boosters. Here we have 15 games left. So looking forward to see you all here after the break.
それもブースターの皆さんも含めてこれからもチーム一丸となって最後まで戦い抜けるようにこれからも応援の方でよろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございます。
ラッシートービーヘッドコーチありがとうございました。
続きまして本日一番熱かった選手としてバスケットライブで最も多くファイヤーボタンを押された選手に贈られるオンファイヤー賞の発表です。
本日のオンファイヤーはナンバー4ダミアン・イングリッシュ。ダミアン・イングリッシュ選手には副賞として賞金が贈られます。それではフォトセッションです。Congratulations! オンファイヤー賞ナンバー4ダミアン・イングリッシュ。
続きまして最も印象に残った選手に贈られる和光産業プレゼンツ MIP 賞の発表です。
本日の和光産業プレゼンツ MIP 賞はナンバー8ゲリー・クラーク。ゲリー・クラーク選手には副賞として和光産業様より賞金が贈られます。それではフォトセッションです。和光産業プレゼンツ MIP 賞はナンバー4、ナンバー8ダミアン、失礼、ゲリー・クラーク選手でした。
最後に本日最も活躍した選手に贈られるティソ MVP 賞の発表です。
本日のティソ MVP 賞はナンバー4ダミアン・イングリッシュ。ダミアン・イングリッシュ選手には副賞としてスウォッチグループジャパン株式会社より河村勇輝選手着用モデルティソ PRX パワーマティック80が贈られます。プレゼンターはスウォッチグループジャパン株式会社ティソ事業本部長小野田良平様より副賞の贈呈です。フォトセッションを行います。小野田様ありがとうございました。ティソ MVP 賞ナンバー4ダミアン・イングリッシュ。
それではインタビューに移ります。まずはオンファイヤー賞、そしてティソ MVP 賞のダブル受賞となりましたダミアン・イングリッシュ選手より一言いただきます。イングリッシュ選手よろしくお願いします。
Go B-CORSAIRS. Thank you for coming. Amazing game. And see you guys next time.
皆さん今日応援に来ていただきありがとうございました。本当に素晴らしい試合だと思います。 またぜひ会場に足を運んでください。
オンファイヤー賞、そしてティソ MVP 賞、ナンバー4ダミアン・イングリス選手、大きな拍手をお送りください。
続きまして和光産業プレゼンツ MIP 賞に輝きましたゲイリー・クラーク選手の一言頂戴いたします。
Thank you all for coming. It was definitely a fun game. It was the loudest I probably heard it all season. Just keep supporting us. The second half of the season, all the guys were pretty excited. So yeah, go B-CORSAIRS.
皆さん応援本当にありがとうございました。シーズン中はいろいろあると思いますけど、こういうふうに勝てたことも嬉しいですし、これからも皆さんの応援というのは本当に必要になるので、これからも応援のほどよろしくお願いします。
和光産業プレゼンツ MIP 賞、ナンバー8ゲイリー・クラーク。クラーク選手に大きな拍手をお送りください。それでは選手スタッフの皆さん、コートにご整列をお願いします。
Just waiting now for the highlights. For you to see some of the great plays here. A lot of people have actually made their way back home after the game here at the Yokohama International Pool. We'll bring in the numbers and then call it a night. Here are the highlights. Great play inside. Roscoe actually had a very good start, had a very good first period. Usually would come off the bench, but today inserted into the starting lineup. Koyasudo will open up scoring from deep. It was a very competitive game all throughout. And look at this. After the first 10 minutes of play, it was Yokohama that was on top by 3, 20-17. But then making their move in the second quarter were the Brave Thunders. And they would lead at the half by 1, 38-37. So a lead change there. That was the only basket of Oba. Of that nice lead pass coming from Inglis. So Inglis not just scoring, but making sure everybody else got involved. They set up the open three. And knocking that one down was Ida. He would finish with 3 threes tonight. Sasha with a handoff. And a sweet jumper from Yonesu. They really battle each other. back and forth, and it was actually virtually tied at the half. As we mentioned, just a 1-point lead at 38-37 for Kawasaki. Kashiwagura there, in his limited minutes on the floor, would contribute to his squad. Another 3 there from Iida. Roscoe getting away. English just giving him that one, and that will bring us to the halftime break. And then here, continuing their strong second period, was Kawasaki. Actually, it was a very low scoring quarter for both these squads. Just 14 points scored by the Brave Thunders, but only 9 scored by the B-CORSAIRS. And that's why heading into the fourth, it is a 6-point advantage in favor of Kawasaki at 52-46. Matthew Wright had his share of great moments today. He would finish with just 5 points. He did have 3 boards, but led his squad with 5 dimes. English led his team scoring-wise with 29 points. He almost finished with a double-double because he had 9 boards, but he also had 5 assists. All around brilliance here for Damien English, the Frenchman. Kai King is in there to light it up from deep, and that's what he did. It is a 10-0 start, capped off by that layup there from Gary Clark, which erased that 6-point deficit. And then English continued to go to work. And now Kiefer, just with his second bucket, but that was huge. That gave them the 8-point advantage. And they never looked back. And they were never threatened after that. This was the dagger 3. That would get the lead to 8. Check that, from 8 to 10. And not able to recover for the Brave Thunders as they have their 3-game winning streak snapped here tonight. Looking at the numbers, shooting much better from 2, 54% as compared to 47% for the Brave Thunders. But the big difference really was in the free throws. As you can see, making 18 out of 20 for Yokohama, just 5 out of 8 for the Brave Thunders. So, as we mentioned, the Brave Thunders almost always got into the penalty. In 3 out of the 4 quarters, that's exactly what happened. And they yielded 20 free throws, shooting 90%. Look at that. That's 13 more free throws. That's just so hard to overcome. Not to mention the fact that the Brave Thunders had 16 turnovers. They only had 7 in the first half, so they had 9 here in the second half. Now from 4 to 8, the turnovers for the B-CORSAIRS. That is really taking care of the basketball. 23-7. Those numbers reflect the points off turnovers. That's huge as well. Now we have the leading scorers, leading rebounders, and the leading assist men. Damien English doing it all. 29 points for him, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. On the other side, the Brave Thunders, things are spread around just a little bit. 19 points for Johnson. Johnson also had 12 rebounds, so he would finish with a double-double. And as we mentioned, 5 dimes for Matthew Wright. Looking at some more numbers, rebounding just about even. 38 rebounds for the Brave Thunders, 32 for Yokohama. In assists, virtually even again. 17 dimes overall for the Brave Thunders and 16 here for the B-CORSAIRS. That's going to do it here for our coverage. Thanks so much for joining us. Till the weekend. Take care, everybody. Have a great week. God bless.